So my parents are traveling on this road at night. It's dark. Suddenly they see soldiers with machine guns and maybe some kind of barrier, or they were just made to stop in their car. And when they looked at the soldiers who were standing outside, they noticed something peculiar about them. Hey YouTube, it's Kevin from Kevin in the Philippines. I'm standing underneath the shade of a mango tree because it's really hot out this morning, and I thought I would tell a story just from here, something fun that happened to our family, actually to my parents, back in around 1985, 86. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Kevin. I have a channel all about telling stories of life in the Philippines, life when I was a kid here, and also what it's like kind of being semi-retired here now. This story takes place around 1986, I believe, and actually it's not something that happened to me personally, but rather to my parents. My parents were coming back from Manila, and they were on their way back to Batangas City, where we lived at the time. And just to kind of set the stage for this story, politically at this time, things were kind of in a weird place in the Philippines. President Marcos had recently left, and Cory Aquino was now the president of the Philippines. And there was a political party that was also operating around the Philippines at that time, including in the Batangas area, and they were called the NPA, or New People's Army. And I promise I'm not going to get into politics on this channel, but this is just an important context to understand the setting for the story. But basically, the NPA were known for sometimes operating at night, and sometimes they would set up little roadblocks on the road and surprise people, and again, I don't know exactly what they would do, but the fear was that you could be stopped and robbed or carjacked, or maybe your vehicle could be taken. And we were always trying to be safe and careful when we were driving around the Philippines, but on this particular evening, my parents were coming back from Manila at night. And as the story has been told to me many, many times, they were stopped by an interesting roadblock. And the more and more they talked to the soldiers that were there at that roadblock, they realized that something wasn't right. So my parents are traveling on this road at night. It's dark. Suddenly they see soldiers with machine guns and maybe some kind of barrier, or they were just made to stop in their car. And when they looked at the soldiers who were standing outside, they noticed something peculiar about them. Some of them didn't have boots. They had chinelas, or slippers, flip-flops. And some of them just didn't have like the proper equipment or gear that a regular soldier or Philippine soldier should have. And then this was the key one, guys. My mom says she remembers looking at their patches on their shoulders, and the Philippine flag had been rotated upside down, so that the red part of the flag was on the top and the blue part was on the bottom. And if you're not familiar with what that symbol means, it means that it's a sign of distress, or there's a war, or there's a battle happening, because the Philippine flag is always blue on top and red on the bottom. But if you flip it upside down, it means you're in a state of war, or you're in a state of battle. And so that's what these soldiers had. They had their flags upside down, and they were very scary, very serious, and I'm sure they were pointing their guns at my parents and asking them questions. And so my parents didn't know what to do. They were frightened. They didn't know if they were going to get carjacked or robbed or whatever. But in a moment of quick thinking, my mom realized that she had something with them in the car that she could give these soldiers that might appease them and kind of get them out of this jam that they were in. You see, my mom and dad loved to bring things back from Manila for my sister and I as like a gift. In fact, in Tagalog, we call them pasalubongs. And the pasalubong that my mom and dad had brought with them was donuts from a nice donut shop like Mr. Donut or Dunkin' Donuts. I can't remember exactly which company it was. And so she had this box of donuts with her in the car, and they were for me and my sister. We were going to be really excited because at that time in Batangas, guys, we didn't have a donut shop, and that was a really nice treat to enjoy. So mom's quick thinking, she realizes that, I'll just give this box of donuts to these soldiers. Remember, they're really serious looking guys. They've got the guns, they've got the upside down flag, and they don't mess around, right? And my parents aren't sure what they're going to do. So mom takes this box of donuts and she passes it through the window and she says, "Oh, here, we have some donuts for you, you guys. Please enjoy." And the way I remember the story being told to me was, as soon as the soldiers saw the donuts, their facial expressions changed immediately. And they were like, "Oh, wow, donuts! Hey guys, donuts!" And all the toughness and all the tough soldier thing just kind of went out the window, and they were just thrilled to get this box of donuts that they could all share and eat. And because of that kind gesture, the soldiers waved my parents through the blockade or the checkpoint, and my parents were able to continue on their way unharmed. So it's just a crazy story, but a true story about the time that my parents almost got carjacked. I mean, anything could have happened. Had they been rude to those soldiers, imagine what the outcome would have been. What if they were combative or, so maybe their car could have gotten stolen. I mean, I don't even want to imagine some of the things that might have happened. So anyway, it's an interesting story, and I believe the NPA are still around today. I don't know. I don't think they're nearly as active as they were back in the mid-'80s, but they're still around, and this is sort of, I guess, the takeaway for this video. There are some places in the Philippines to this day that have a little bit of instability, political instability, and you just got to be careful to either avoid those areas, or if you do want to visit those areas, just be very, very careful, guys, because you don't want to be found in the same or similar situation as my parents. And it's not that hard to find out where the dangerous places are. Listen to warnings, listen to your your Filipinos who are warning you about, hey, you might not want to go to this area. It's a little bit dangerous. So listen to that advice. Other expats, fellow expats, can also say, hey, it might not be a good idea for you to go to this area. And always remember, guys, the Philippines is by and large a safe place to live and visit. And the people are friendly. Everywhere I go, people smile at me and are friendly to me, and they love talking with me, and so it's a great country and a great place to live. But like anywhere in the world, there can be places and spots that can be a little bit dangerous. So that is it. That's probably it for the story. I just wanted to wrap it up and then say thanks for watching, as always. Kevin in the Philippines is a channel that I'm just going to continue telling stories on, and stories about the time when I was a kid, and stories of what it's like to live here now and be retired here now, semi-retired, I guess. So thanks for watching. Keep watching the videos. Give this one a like if you thought it was interesting or entertaining. I guess I didn't ask to you guys to leave a comment, but if you've had any stories of dramatic escapes or near disasters, of things that happen in the middle of the night, a situation like my parents were in, leave a comment below. I would love to read that, and hopefully they're good stories, and they're not something where something bad happened. If you have a cool story about an escape or something where you got out of something or your family members got out of something, I'd love to read that comment. Okay, that'll do it, guys. Thanks for watching, and mabuhay. We'll see you next time.